Hey, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We got a little bit straightening going on. You feel me?
This is a problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. I'm telling you this.
Takeoff, they was down here with y'all, but they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
It's the crazy thing about that video, right? Is
this isn't just some rap feud or industry back and forth. This is war, one that's been bubbling under the surface for years, and it just exploded in front of the entire world. Maze came through with a bombshell nobody saw coming. He aired out a private call between Jay, Prince, and Takeoff, something that was never supposed to leave the shadows. The second that hit the news, Prince started spiraling, threats flying, panic mode activated, scrambling for damage control. But here's the twist: Maze didn't fold. He doubled down, dropping details that matched the same whispers people have been too scared to speak on for months. And that's what makes this dangerous, because the streets are still screaming for answers about what really happened to Takeoff that night in Houston. Too many gaps, too many lies, missing camera footage, silent witnesses, and the same two names popping up every time: Jay Prince Jr. and DJ Pat. Now, with this leaked call, the entire story feels darker than ever. And the kicker? If Maze is telling the truth, then Prince isn't just guilty of spinning bad PR. He might be covering something far more sinister. Receipts are pouring in: tweets, leaked clips, podcast sound bites where threats were made, even bail paperwork tied back to Houston. Social media is tearing Prince apart, calling him a fake community leader, a cartel-style shot caller, and even accusing him outright of having blood on his hands. This isn't some YouTube gossip recap. This is legacy. This is mob ties. This is a man under fire as the wrong person starts talking. For months, Maze stayed quiet, moving carefully like he wanted no smoke. But the second Jay Prince threw slick subliminals on $1 million worth of game, the silence ended. Maze and Cameron had stayed away from Houston's mess. But Prince went too far, and the gloves came off. According to Maze, he heard that call. Prince talking directly to Takeoff just hours before he died. And it wasn't about respect. It wasn't about family. It was pressure, control, intimidation. Maze claims Takeoff pushed back. He refused to keep playing that game. And that's when everything shifted. The timing? Bone-chilling. Because that alleged call happened the very same night Takeoff's life was stolen outside a Houston bowling alley. A dice game gone bad, a heated argument, shots in the air, and then tragedy. 28 years old, a young legend gone forever.
I'm gonna tell you another thing: when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little, like the way you talking. I don't get what you mean. We're not your little. It's like, for real.
Maze pulled the curtain back. Jay Prince lost his cool instantly. He jumped on socials, tossing thin threats, acting defensive, and doubling down on his jab at Offset, claiming he wasn't there for Takeoff when it mattered most. His words cut cold. He wasn't really there with Takeoff when he was alive. That wasn't just shade at Offset. It lit a wildfire. Offset versus Prince, with Cardi B stepping in fierce to defend her man. But now with Maze exposing that private call, Prince is scrambling. The difference? This time the damage is already permanent. The streets are paying close attention, tired of excuses, tired of silence. One fan on X summed it up bluntly: nobody respects Jay Prince after Takeoff was on his watch. That line stuck. And from that moment, Mob Ties was under the microscope. After the shooting, Patrick Xavier Clark, aka DJ Pat, got snatched up quick. But what shocked everyone? He walked out on a $1 million bond like it was pocket change. That move screamed powerful protection, like somebody in the shadows made sure he wasn't locked down too long. And then came the whispers. Rumors online saying Jay Prince himself walked past Takeoff's body that night and coldly said, "Call that. Don't ask me none about that." That story spread like fire, only making things darker. Even crazier, Jay Prince Jr. allegedly had his name erased from DJ Pat's bond conditions. Now, why go that far unless you're trying to scrub your hands clean? That's not just suspicious. That's a blaring red flag. Everyone was there that night, but suddenly names start disappearing when the courtroom heat turns up. And let's not forget Cameron Joshua, Lil Cam Fifth, picked up on weapon charges right after Takeoff's death. Another Mob Ties affiliate tangled in the mess. Too many bodies, too many ties, but the crew still plays victim. The streets aren't fooled anymore, not after Takeoff. We already had a warning sign before his tragedy. Duke the jeweler. He flew into Houston, checked in with Mob Ties, shot dice, and never made out alive. Same setup, same silence. And once again, Jay Prince's name floating quietly in the background. Remember that clip where Prince told his shotgun man to fall back? That moment felt staged, like the whole thing was orchestrated. It's looking like a pattern. Bring wealthy artists into Houston. Demand the check-in. Dice games turn tense. Security plays clueless. Suddenly, somebody's gone. And after the smoke clears, Prince delivers one of those fake deep speeches about grief being the price of love. Please, where was that energy when blood was on the pavement? To this day, not one Prince showed face at Takeoff funeral. Not one. You telling me that isn't suspicious? People believe it's simple. They allegedly knew their hands weren't clean. Then Jay Prince Jr. hopped online tweeting, "Don't wear jewelry around vultures." But if you knew it wasn't safe, why bring your guests there at all? If your check-in system can't protect, then what's it worth? Reports even say Quavo was in a heated argument with Jay Prince Jr. right before the fatal shots rang out. And now clips surface showing Prince brushing all off. Like his name isn't tied in. Like Takeoff wasn't murdered while under his so-called protection. That's when Maze exploded. After Prince threw subliminals on $1 million worth of game, Maze went nuclear. He didn't just offend himself. He torched Prince's entire reputation. And he didn't sugarcoat. We not your little, cutting deep into the check-in empire Prince built for decades. That wasn't a Twitter rant. It was a cultural gut punch. What made it worse? Cam sat right there co-signing. Normally cautious. This time he let Maze unload without a word. That silence was loud. Fans believe Maze had been sitting on that leak call, just waiting for Prince to slip. And when he did, Maze delivered the knockout. Meanwhile, Offset had been quiet until Prince dragged his name in. That was the trigger. Offset snapped back hard. And right behind him came Cardi B. Fiery, fearless, and crystal clear. They don't fear Mob Ties. And Cardi? She ain't the type to bluff. That was the breaking point. Fans realize this ain't music politics anymore. This is a street empire crumbling in real time. Prince didn't just get called out by some underground voice. He got dragged by a mainstream celebrity couple with a platform too big to ignore. And just like that, his so-called credibility is collapsing right in front of everyone's eyes. Look closely. The signs are all there. Big names are quietly walking away. First up, Drake. That man used to scream Mob Ties from the rooftops, tagging, reposting, showing love every chance he got. But now, silence. Not a repost. Not a word. Nothing. And this is the same Drake that jazzed Prince. Personally connected to Wayne and Young Money. That bond was supposed to be forever. Here's the thing. When you're older, you're the last to realize the world's changed. Prince still talks like people are his little ones, like loyalty is owed. But since Takeoff's death, Drake's been ghosting Jay Prince Jr. like the whole brand is toxic. And it's not just him. Word is Jay-Z hasn't picked up a single Mob Ties call since 2023. Y'all know how HOV moves. He doesn't beef, he just disappears. That's billionaire strategy. Because for Jay, it's not about rap, it's about empire. He's not risking billion-dollar partnerships, standing next to rumors tied to a murder case. And now with Maze cracking open those behind-the-scenes calls, that quiet distance doesn't work anymore. Mob Ties isn't untouchable. It's exposed. The old check-in tradition that gave them power, it looks dead on arrival. Think about it. Duke the jeweler checked in. He never made it home. Takeoff checked in. He got killed under their watch. Fans are posting receipts, saying it out loud. The guys demanding respect can't even protect their own guests. Even Cali rappers are calling the whole check-in system a scam. just gatekeepers flexing power they don't really have. And then Maze hit the culture with that brutal line, calling Prince nothing but a failed street don trying to cosplay mob boss. That image stuck. The internet locked onto it, and they're not letting go. But the sketchiest part? The witnesses. Over 40 people stood outside 810 Billiards, and bowling the night Takeoff died. We saw the clips, we heard the chaos. Yet, barely anyone's talking. Word is, some witnesses got silenced, threatened, paid off, pressured to keep quiet. Some fans even swear footage was erased, just to make DJ Pat eat the blame solo. And the darkest theory? That Quavo was the one arguing with Jay Prince Jr., not Takeoff. Meaning Takeoff wasn't even involved. He just ended up dead. Accident or warning shot gone wrong. Now here's where it gets wild. Sources close to Maze and Cam say that call between Prince and Takeoff, it might have been recorded. Maybe by accident, maybe on purpose. But that audio exists. It's a bombshell waiting to drop. And word on the street is Maze and Cam been holding it close, saving in case Prince tried to play slick. If that tape ever leaks, it changes everything overnight. The world would hear exactly what Prince said to Takeoff. Did he threaten him? Did he push him into something he didn't want? This ain't gossip, this is Maze. The same man who walked away from Diddy, fought the industry, and came back stronger. If he's holding that tape, Prince's carefully built image is one leak away from destruction. And let's not forget, the feds are watching. Every time Prince or his sons hit a podcast throwing slick threats, somebody in a suit is listening. RICO laws don't care about legacy. They care about intimidation, tampering, organized patterns. And right now, too many names, too many whispers, too many fans pointing in the same direction. Offset, Cameron, Maze, millions of fans, all calling out one family, saying the same thing, blood on their hands. No city, no label, no podcast can shield that forever. And through all this chaos, the story keeps circling back to one name, Takeoff, the quiet genius, the heartbeat of Migos, the man who never chased clout, only music. For his life to end in gunfire outside a Houston bowling alley, surrounded by people who swore they loved him, that's the real tragedy. Prince tried to bury it under poetic captions. Grief is the price of love. But the streets don't want riddles. They want truth. They want receipts. They want real answers. And now, Maze cracked a fear that kept everyone silent. The walls are closing in. Between leaked calls, artists backing away, witnesses vanishing, and feds listening. Prince is out of time. He snapped. Maze clapped back. And now, the whole world is watching closer than ever. So what do you think? Is the check-in system dead for good? If that audio leaks, does Prince fall for real? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe, because this story isn't cooling down. It's just heating up. And trust me, you don't want to miss the next chapter.